Guys, welcome back to part 2 of engine prep and paint. So a little recap. Here's the engine. All the work that we did yesterday finished. This thing is ready to be cleaned up and ready for some paint. You can see all our parts over here that we took off yesterday. So the injectors, I removed them yesterday, put them in a nice Ziploc bag along with the fuel pressure regulator. So we got to get our intake cleaned up and ready for paint, as well as this engine. So if you take a really good close look at it, you can see all sorts of kind of just junk that's attached itself to this thing over the last 20,000 miles. I mean, look in here, all this stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit it with some degreaser, and then we're going to go ahead and chase everything with a nice nylon brush. When you don't have a hose, you got to make stuff happen. It's just water, but gets it started. I got some of this. Really, any degreaser will do. Stuff stinks. I'm gonna get this out of the sun now. Alright, so we're clean and dry. Ignore the valve cover, that's not going to be on there when we go ahead and paint. But everything you see on here is going to be on here. So it's definitely better. I think it's about as good as this thing's going to get without doing like an incredible detailing session, which I'm not going to do. But you can see this thing is pretty clean. It helps that I started off with a really clean kind of engine to begin with. I'm going to go ahead and chase a lot of this rust, even like right here, with a drill and wire wheel. So that looks a lot better. So we'll go ahead and do the front now. So you can see the spots here that need to be treated. So we got a pretty good result. Cleaned up nice. Looks good, good, good. Even did this guy. There we go. So the whole idea is that we don't want to paint over rust, right? It's just going to continue to rust under the paint. So we get rid of as much as we can, and that way the metal stays good for a long time. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this. Now it's time to start taping everything off. What's up, guys? I'm back, day 2 of engine prep here, and I want to show you a couple of things so far what I've done. I haven't really filmed, but we got the exhaust manifold all taped off. We got our starter taped off. This is a black area there, so I got that taped off. I got some stuff taped off and bagged. I don't know if it's going to stay this way. I think I need to do a better job of this, so we'll see what goes on there. But yeah, just various things taped off. You might be looking at this gasket right here and say to yourself, is that right? And the answer is no, that's not right. When I went ahead and installed this piece a long time ago when I was getting the engine ready, I realized I had the wrong gasket, but I made it work. It has not leaked, but it is not the right gasket for that area there. I do have the right gasket at home. I forgot to bring it, which is the same story every single day for me. So anyway, what we're going to do instead is we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove this piece and paint this separately. And then when we reassemble, I'll install the new gasket at that time. This is the worst time to do this, but hindsight's 20/20. Coolant's probably going to pour out of this and all over everything I taped and all that good jazz. I've already cleaned the engine. But you know, lots of times you go home and you think about things, and you come back and you make a different decision. So there's a little coolant. Let me get a rag. Whoop. Okay, so a couple things. Went home last night and thought about painting this today and everything that was going to be painted, and I decided that I am going to remove this and paint it black. So let's go ahead and get it off of there. Okay, so we got that mount off and all cleaned up in that area, and I was able to get some spots that I couldn't get before, so looks much better. So another thing I decided last night was that I was going to clean up this alternator bracket. Initially discarded power steering and air conditioning, and this bracket right here housed everything, and there used to be a real big ugly piece that stuck off the bottom here, and I went ahead and hacksawed it off a long time ago. So it's pretty darn ugly and could definitely be cleaned up. So we're going to take this thing off and we're going to see what we can do with this, see if we can make it look better. Alright, so I know you may be looking at this and saying, dude, did you even do anything? But it is better. I mean, it's serious metal, man, so it's not like something will just cut right through it. I mean, I could put a cutoff wheel on it and try to trim it here and here, but the thing is I don't want to mess with the integrity of the mounting points. So that's definitely better. Again, it's not something you really can see, but yeah, that's good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. Alright, so pretty much the last section here I got to tape off before we paint. And you may be saying to yourself, why don't you just take the timing belt off? I'm someone who likes to time the engine one time and never touch it again because I can't stand doing it. It's too much to line up. I've had it go wrong too many times. So we're leaving the timing belt on. I'm going to go ahead and use this tin foil, outline the belt, and then go ahead and tape off bag, tin foil, all the pulleys, and yeah, we should be good to go. Timing belt taped off. Not 100% yet, but I got the majority of it. I think it looks pretty good. Definitely still some areas I got to cover with tape because I don't want any paint on the timing belt at all. But we're going to get this valve cover off. I told you guys that I'm going to change the valve cover up again. So this guy's coming off. Boom. Check it out. It's the valve cover off the B20. Yeah, got this out of the junkyard off of a CRV. Fits perfect. Looks cool. Makes the engine look totally different. Now, you know we're not just going to leave it like this, obviously. But I wanted to kind of show you guys this thing fits. No issues. And, yeah, we got all sorts of dress-up goodies that are going to go along with this thing. As well as, obviously, it's going to get painted. And, modded up a little bit here shortly. But anyway, there you go. Fits awesome. Alright, man. It's all taped off. I know a lot of you are thinking to yourselves, boy, you could have just went ahead and removed that timing belt, threw those cam gears off there in no time, man. You would have saved yourself a lot of taping. But, like I said earlier, me and timing belts don't get along. I'm not a mechanic, so the less I mess with that thing, the better. But anyway, yeah, I got the belt taped off on both sides. I mean, it's pretty thorough, dude. Up in there. Let me know if you see something that I missed. It'll probably be too late, but let me turn it around. Backside. Looks good. I gotta put some tape on this. I removed the little looped line that was on there. Just noticed. Gotta get some tape in there. And I'm going to put a rubber glove around this guy. I just got this onto the tarp and realized a super important thing. I have to tape off the oil pan. Yeah, totally forgot about that. Alright, oil pan's taped off. It's not the greatest tape job in the world, but it's going to do for now. I mean, there's no way to get it perfect anyway with it sitting on this crate. So that's good enough. Now we're going to wipe everything down with this Dupli-Color grease and wax remover. This stuff is great. Definitely use this before you paint anything. Don't use things like turpentine or what's the other one? Starts with an A. Acetone. Yeah, don't use acetone. Because what happens is after you wipe everything down, it still leaves a residue behind, and any paint that you follow up with can actually be screwed up by the use of acetone. So use something like this. I'll put a link down in the description. You can just go on Amazon and get you some of this stuff. I bought this like 2 years ago, and I mean, there's still over half left. This stuff lasts a long time. Check out how dirty the rag is. Yeah, you think it's clean, and it's not. It's nowhere near clean. And you know what? It still could be even way better than it is right now, but we're going to go ahead and send it. It is what it is. I'm not going to rotate this thing anymore since I took the chain off of it, and it's also on that plastic. So it's staying right here. I'm going to work my way around it as I spray it. Alright, so we're going to be using this to paint the engine. You can get this on Amazon like I did. I think it's like 10 bucks. But basically it's VHT engine enamel, and the color that we're using is cast aluminum. Just go down in the description. There'll be a link. Take you right to this guy. So this does say to use between the temperature of 60 and 95. Right now I think it's 89 out. It does say to use in humidity levels that are lower than 60%. It's currently 75% humidity. This is Florida. So unless I'm going to paint this engine in October, we're going to go ahead and just send it. So first pass, and it's too late. I forgot to take that off. It was either take it off or cover it up, and it's already half torn. But whatever. But man, just with one coat, which was pretty light in my opinion, this looks so much better. Oh my god, it looks great. It looks freaking awesome. Coat 2 done. What are you thinking? Coming along, right? That last coat, I really focused on the parts that are actually going to be seen, not so much on the backside. So I did a lot of this area here. I still have more to do. There's still some areas, kind of like in here, that I want to improve. Got this area really well. I got these brackets pretty darn well, and I got this area pretty well. So it's looking good. I'd show you the backside, but you're not really gonna be able to see it. It's just not all that bright in here. Still putting a layer on there, but I'm not all that focused back here. It's mainly the stuff you're gonna see once the engine's in the bay. So coat 3 coming right up. So that's it, guys. 3 coats. Man, it looks awesome. It looks so good. So nice and bright. Still kind of painty in here. But anyway, I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to start taking off some of the tape in certain areas. Check it out. Everything removed. How sick does it look, huh? Look at that! I don't see any overspray either, FYI. Just to make a little comment, in case anybody thought there'd be overspray. I didn't get any on this belt. Looks awesome. Pulled all the tape off. Look how good that looks. I mean, obviously it's old, but those are clean lines. That turned out really well. Yeah, man, it looks awesome. Can't wait to get the new valve cover on there. That'll be the next video. So one thing I want to point out is that when you paint and you're in between coats, and I did 10 minutes. I did 10 minutes between coats. Alright, so 3 coats, 10 minutes in between, and then I waited about 15 minutes. I'm trying to move inside because I know it's getting kind of windy. I waited about 15 minutes, and then I started to take the tape off. And the reason you want to do that is if you leave it too long, it will paint and tape will like bond together. And when you go to remove the tape, you will actually tear the paint, which I did. So you can see in here, right there. You see that? So the paint dried fast enough to that tape that when I pulled that tape off, that paint wanted to come with it. So that's not a bad spot. I mean, no one's really going to see that. But anyway, that's just a tip for you guys to make sure that when you're removing, that you don't screw it up like I did. So that's going to be it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Next time we come back to this engine, we are going to be painting the intake, painting a couple other pieces that I didn't have on here when I painted this, and we're going to tackle that valve cover, and that should be badass. Also have a new intake that's going to go along with this too. So a lot of cool things coming up. I'm so excited about the next video and how the way this turned out. So please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Check out extremedailydrivers.com. See you later.